Welcome back to the Simply Fitness podcast. I hope you're having the most amazing week ever and taking that next step forward towards your goals. This, for me, is one of the most exciting times of the year, and I'm super pumped. Today's topic is awesome. But first, let's get into some random thoughts. This is what I've been thinking about this week. So why is it one of my most exciting times of year? End of February, like what's going on? Beginning of March. It's because two of my favorite sports are about to kick off. We got baseball back. We got Formula One racing starting up soon. And I am so excited. So excited. I'm excited to watch the Yankees play, see if they can get back to the World Series and hopefully this time win it. I think I might have lost, a few days or weeks or months of my life because of last year. But this year, I'm super pumped still. Very optimistic as always. And I can't wait to see and watch them play and see what they can do this year. Show up. So super excited about that, but even more optimistic about my racing team, McLaren, and my favorite driver, Lando Norris. I have a huge feeling that he's going to break through and get that championship for him, get the team another constructors championship with McLaren. So super pumped. If you've never watched Formula One, I couldn't suggest it more to anybody. It is so much fun to watch. It's easy to understand, easy to get behind these drivers and pick a favorite driver. There's only 20 of them. There's only 10 teams. It's super exciting, especially with Cadillac coming in, American team. If you want like a show, Drive to Survive really helped me and my wife really get into Formula One. It really helps you fall in love with the sport and with the characters that are involved. So I could talk with hours about this stuff. So come shooting my DMs. I'm happy to talk baseball, Formula One with anybody all day, every day. But we got other things to talk about today. And recently, I've started this nightly routine that has really changed everything. It has really made my days start off so much better. And even on my worst days, it has, I can only imagine how much worse it might have been if I wasn't already set up. So simple things like that I've been doing before bed, getting my clothes out for the next day, packing my lunch and breakfast, making sure my bag is packed, my workout stuff is out if I'm working out in the morning, setting up as much as I can. So when I wake up, irregardless of how good my sleep was, I'm already ahead of the game. I already have that victory. My morning is way less stressful. And I can relax a little bit. I can ease into the day. Or if I'm wake up ready to go, I can hit the floor running because I got all that stuff out of the way. So again, even if I know it can be really hard, especially at the end of the day, like you're tired, you're exhausted, you've done so many different things. But taking that 15, 20 minutes just to help set up those few tasks and get them out of the way ahead of time is going to help set you up for a victory before the sun even rises, and it sets the tone for another great day. So highly suggested, just look at your day. What are one or two things that you can do the night before to make that day just so much better? But those are my thoughts. Random. Let's go into today's main topic. How do you actually make progress in the gym? I hear from so many people, from my friends, family, people who reach out to me online, my online clients, when they come to me, that they're just not seeing the progress that they're expecting to see in the gym. So let's go over, what do you need to know to be able to see the strength gains, the muscle growth, and feel your absolute best in the gym. And let's start with the most basic principle of strength training, and that is progressive overload. Without this, it is going to be darn near impossible to see continuous progress with your gym workouts. So if you are not doing progressive overload, that could be the main reason to why you're not seeing the results you're looking for. And progressive overload is exactly what it sounds like: adding more stress to the muscle over time. Commonly, this is done through adding weight, doing more reps or sets, or even just slowing down the tempo of that exercise. By adding more load to the muscle, you're stimulating that growth and adaptation, which is what you're looking for. If you are not stimulating the muscle, your body is not going to adapt by gaining strength or building more muscle. It is just cold, hard fact. This, however, doesn't mean you just keep adding more and more and more and more until you break. That is not what we're doing here. Usually, progressive overload works with cycles within your programming to challenge for a certain period of time. For most of my online clients, it's usually between 4 and 8 weeks. You can have longer cycles. You can have, the cycles don't really get any shorter than 4 weeks, but that is the time frame you're working with. So let's break down this concept of progressive overload and give you an example. So let's break it down for a 4-week cycle of progressive overload. Week number 1, do 3 sets. Week number 2, we do 4 sets. Boom, added more volume by adding a whole new set. Week 3, still going to do 4 sets, but this time we're going to increase the weight or the reps. And week number 4, still going to do 4 sets. And again, we're going to either increase the weight or the reps. Now, let's get even more specific here and break down with a specific exercise. So let's take dumbbell bench press, common one. In my program right now, I have a dumbbell bench press at 6 to 8 reps. So this is exactly what one of my clients would do to see progressive overload. Week 1, 6 reps, 3 sets, 35 pounds. Next week, week 2, 6 reps, 35 pounds, but now 4 sets. So now we've gotten 6 additional reps with that weight. Week 3, 8 reps, 35 pounds, 4 sets. So now we've added an additional 2 reps every single set. So now we're adding 8 more reps. And now week 4, 8 reps, 40 pounds, 4 sets. So now you've added an additional 5 pounds for every single rep you're doing. And you can think about that volume right there. 5 times 8 times 4. That's a lot more volume than you were doing with 6 times 3 sets for 35 pounds. And that is progressive overloading. You're adding more and more and more, putting more and more stress on that body, allowing it to grow. And this is how you ultimately get stronger over time. It is a true and tried method that has been shown to work in almost every case. I can barely think of a case that it wouldn't work. And that's usually probably because you're super advanced and you've already done this and we have to change it up a little bit. So usually how I program, about after 4 weeks, you usually switch up your workout and you start the cycle over again. But what the coolest part of this is that you don't start back at the same place. Say this is where you start. This isn't where you're starting. You start a little bit higher. And maybe the next cycle you start a little higher and a little bit. And it just keeps on going. So to go back to our example with the dumbbell bench press. Say next month, that's back in our workouts. Instead of starting out with the 35 pounds, maybe for the 3 sets of 6 reps, you choose the 40. And now you go up from there. So now you're adding more volume over that cycle automatically by just adding that little bit of extra weight. And whether you go through that cycle and you add more weight or maybe add more reps or maybe you keep the same and it takes a little bit longer, that's okay because now your set point, so where your strength is, that minimum strength is a little bit higher and it'll raise a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And eventually you'll get to a point where you'll be content or you need to find a different method to overload your muscles, add a different stimulus to see that strength. And there are other ways to do it, but the ones we already talked about, adding weight, adding sets, adding reps are the easiest, slowing down your tempo are the most common ways to be able to do that. Now, getting back to programming for a minute here. In order to know whether you're progressing and overloading your muscles, you need to stick with your programming. There has to be some consistency. You cannot be switching from workout to workout to workout each and every week, each and every day, completely different workout with completely different exercises. There's no It's all over the place. How are you going to know whether you're getting stronger in your chest if you're doing completely different chest exercises every single time? That you're not going to be able to see the progress, which is going to frustrate you, which is going to end up having you not wanting to work out because you're not seeing the progress. And we all want to see progress. We all want to know I'm moving in the direction that I want to be. And I'm not just guessing. So you need to stick with those workouts for a set period of time. Your body is only going to adapt to that stress you continuously place on it. If it's not continuously placed, you're not going to adapt. You're not giving that body a chance to adapt to the stress you're placing on it. It needs time to do that. It's not going to adapt to multiple things because you just keep switching it. It doesn't work like that, sadly. So when you are planning your workouts, expect a minimum 4 to 8 weeks. 4 to 8 weeks with those same workouts. You might be able to stick longer, but that is the key. 4 to 8 weeks, stick with those workouts, progressively overload. And that does not mean you have to do it with every single exercise, but pick the few every cycle to do that. Now, when we're talking about exercise selection now within a program, stick with the basics. I see a lot of people going off on these crazy exercises because they saw it on Instagram. Do not add that crazy exercise that you saw some Instagram fitness influencers do. You know the ones I'm talking about. They might look cool, but are they really helping you get to where you want to be? The answer is probably no, so avoid it. You can do fun things. There's plenty of fun exercises out there that make you feel good and make you feel great. I highly suggest programming those in. If there's certain exercises you like to do, great. You like the dumbbell bench press. You like barbell bench press. You like incline. It doesn't matter. Add it in. Do what you like. Progress from there. Add the variations when you need to. But don't stray from the basics. The basics are there for a reason. They're the foundation for a reason. It's not just made up, oh, let's just do that one. Now the deadlift. Yeah, deadlift. Maybe that works. No, we know it works. We know that's going to help you get stronger glutes and hamstrings. Don't be just doing something else super crazy because you just saw someone who might or might not be naturally jacked on Instagram doing it, and that's how they say they do to get jacked. Like, stick with the basics. We can get complex, but complex does not need to be added unless your goals call for it. An example of this is if you're trying to build strength or size in a specific area or for a specific activity. Now, if that's within your goals, perfect. Add those variations in if it's going to help you take you to a place that you're trying to go. But if it's not going to, you don't need to add it in. It doesn't need to be there. Have the exercise selection have a purpose. Why am I doing this exercise? What is it helping me gain? And go. Is it helping me build balance while I'm running? Amazing. You run a lot? Perfect. Oh, I don't run at all. Okay, then maybe is there a reason for that exercise? If it's no, replace it with something that's going to help you get to your goals. I want to grow my glutes. Great. Are we doing the Bulgarian split squat? Are we going for the hip thrusts, glute bridges? See, customize it based off your goal, not just what we think looks cool. And at the end of the day, it might seem a bit boring. But to be honest, boring gets results. You can get a huge baseline of results just by sticking with the basic exercises. Adding some variation to make sure we're working through different planes of motion, being able to make sure that we're hitting all the muscle groups in a way that feels good and prevents injury and helps us live our best life. And after 4 to 8 weeks, we can adjust those exercises, add some variation, going from, a goblet squat maybe into a split squat, a Bulgarian split squat, to add that different layer of intensity there, but still doing the squat, going to different weights. Okay. Instead of 8 to 10, we're going 12 to 15. Adding that in a different place in your workout to add that depth and that challenge. But at the end of the day, We don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's invented there for a reason. Adapt it to what helps you hit your goals. So at the end of the day, it all boils down. If you are doing these 3 things, you're going to be making progress in the gym. You got to be progressive overloading your body. You need to be consistent with your workouts and master the basic movements. And I'm telling you, majority of people not seeing progress in the gym need to change maybe 1, 2, or all 3 of these things to help themselves take that next step forward. And all 3 of these things I've seen with my clients and with myself. I don't see progress with my goals if I consistently change. Yeah, there are periods in my life where you don't, like, that's not important to you and you just want to do a different workout because it's fun and it's enjoyable. But when you have goals and when you have things in mind, that's where it boils down, and you have to be more specific. You have to be doing the methods that are going to help you hit those goals. If you don't have a goal, or you just want to maintain general health, or it just works within your lifestyle and makes you happy and enjoyable, great. But also know that that might not be the most efficient and beneficial way to see progress. Now, if you're okay with longer progress, cool. Change it. Months ago, I was switching up my workout every single time because I was just trying to get into a routine and having fun. But now I'm trying to get dialed in. I have training goals with my running. I have physique goals. You have to be able to adapt to what your goals are, and your workouts come along with it. If you want to be a better runner, maybe doing a bodybuilding workout isn't necessarily going to be, or a powerlifting workout, going to be the best choice for your goal. It just makes sense. And be okay that maybe that style of workout isn't for this period of time in your life, and adapt from there. Now, if you're unsure whether your program is working for you, you need help creating a routine and a program for yourself, or you just want to take the guesswork out of programming in general, send me a direct message right now. Go to Instagram at MaxUCoaching, and let's help you take the next step forward. Take the guesswork out. Make sure you're doing what is actually going to be helping you hit your goals. Okay? So again, shoot me a message at MaxUCoaching. I hope you guys have the most amazing rest of your day. I will see you guys next week. Again, comment on this. What are some of the next few topics you want to hear? If you have any questions, let me know. Leave a 5-star review. I'll see you guys soon.